All right, everybody, welcome. It's 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, March 27th, 2025, one day before my 45th birthday, tomorrow, March 28th. Wow, what a day. Going to be awesome. We are launching VolPro Edge to the public. I'm so excited about that. I'm here to debut our trading view charts. We've got all the programming done. Still got a little ways to go to get the volume-based intraday charts ready to go because trading view doesn't have that capability as a native built-in capability. So my programmer is working on creating volume-based bars synthetically. We're getting there. In the meantime, we've got a launch. We've got the yearly, the quarterly, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and then we'll go ahead and live stream starting on Monday morning for members. We will use the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute. It all works out the same. VolPro Edge works regardless of whether you use it on minute-based charts, volume-based charts. My preference from Sierra charts is volume-based charts, but the hourly, the 15, the 5 work just fine. I'm going to show you some examples today of how you would have traded these levels from yesterday's analysis video. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're looking at the E-mini S&P 500. And guys, I still have a lot to learn here with TradingView myself, so I'll kind of fumble my way around the charts. But so far, I'm liking it a lot. It's a good platform. It gives us everything we need. When you sign up to become a member of VolPro Edge, I believe the package you're going to need for TradingView is $29.95 a month, maybe plus an extra $7 for data. Not bad. And that is the package that gives you access to volume profile information. You need to get that package. So I'm going to do videos for the members area telling you guys once you subscribe to become a member of VolPro Edge, there will be, of course, the course in there. You will also have a video tutorial on how to set up your charts once you've been invited to use the VolPro Edge indicators. And then as we launch the tick charts, we'll do more tutorials on how to use that. So we will get going with TradingView here. Sierra charts will be ready probably in a few weeks or something. We've got to build our own server for that due to security issues. So my programmer is working on that, but we wanted to launch. TradingView is great. A lot of people use TradingView, and it's a very reasonably priced platform, and you get a lot of tools for that. So let's go ahead and jump into it. With ES here, what you can see is that the daily, this was from yesterday here, right? I said that you should look for resistance into the cyan dot at the envelope bottom. That's exactly where it ended up being a good short. If you played the short side, like I suggested, you were on the right side of the market today. So that worked out beautifully. And we could see that because yesterday with that big surprise congestion entrance move to the downside on the daily, that's why I was in favor of shorting today. And the levels just worked beautifully here on ES and NQ as well, which we'll get into in a second. And I'll show you how the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 5 flagged some really good levels today on NQ. Remember, these levels are slightly different than yesterday's video with Sierra charts because the volume information on Sierra charts and TradingView is a little bit different. Not all companies, collect the volume information from the CME in quite the same way, but the levels here are 100% accurate based on TradingView's volume data, and these are the levels we're going to work with and trade with. So looking today at ES's close here, lower, breaking through this little congestion support level. I think there's going to be continued choppiness, to be honest. I think you'll probably see some support here. Look at all these yellow dots stacking up. You still got quite a bit of support here on the weekly. I would expect a very choppy day, continued difficult trading conditions. So it's not for the faint of heart. Be careful out there. If I was going to be trading ES tomorrow, which I'm not because it's my birthday, I would be looking for a push back up into this resistance level right into the middle of the VolPro Edge envelope at 57.80, right there to the extension DML, that's dynamic market level, 57.96. That's a good zone right there. You see all the dots stacked. That's where I'd be looking to go short. Would I look to go long down here into this support level? I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but I have to be closely monitoring it on the intraday charts, which is what we're going to do on inside the live trading room, right? That's really where it all comes together. You come into the day with your overarching analysis, your directional bias, your levels, and then you just let the intraday charts confirm. So I'll give you an example of that here when we look at the NASDAQ. And then, of course, we start live trading together starting Monday morning, New York Open for members. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Been so relishing getting back to the trading full time while setting up everything for you guys here with VolPro Edge. You'll see every day in the live trading room how I just wait for the levels. In this case, we'll be waiting for the hourly chart to confirm our levels. Then we use the 15-minute for confirmation of what we're seeing on the hourly. And then we use the 5-minute to execute, get in and out. That's how you use the multiple time period analysis to confirm or deny the intraday levels, right? So that's why the intraday levels are dynamic. We go into the day with our directional bias and our key daily, weekly, monthly levels, but we got to watch the intraday charts because they're developing. The market is dynamic. They're telling us where we have good probabilities against those intraday levels, especially trading in the direction of our bias, which is not right every time. You guys see that. Nothing is, right? We don't have a crystal ball, but VolPro Edge works very well in our directional bias. It's probably right 70% of the time, more or less. And if you're on the right side of the market, that's going to increase your odds tremendously. I'm going to teach you guys patience, discipline. I know I get a lot of messages from people like, hey, I just can't hang on to an XFA. I can't get to a payout. Guys, that's all going to change when we start live streaming together. And you're going to see that we wait patiently. You're going to develop those patterns, those healthy trader patterns, and your trading's going to change. I just know it, and I can't wait. I'm super excited. A lot of you have already experienced success just following these videos, being a part of the Discord, link in the description below. By the way, guys, when we launch, which will either be tonight or tomorrow morning, probably tomorrow morning, I'm going to do what I can tonight to get everything set. But I promise Friday, March 28th, my birthday, we will do it. So check the members area, the Discord, the announcements tomorrow morning, maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow morning. That's where you'll see how you sign up. And then once you sign up, you'll be given direct access to the indicators, the private area where you get the course, you get the video on how to set up your charts, and then you'll start interacting with other members in the members area, where once you guys start to partake in the live trading room and you start to go through the course and get a sense of how VolPro Edge works, you'll be sharing trading ideas. Of course, the founders, that's a totally different level. That's more one-on-one for me. I understand it's not for everybody. It's a high bar to meet. But for those of you who are founders, that's just going to be special, treatment from me, special attention, if you will, just helping more one-on-one, craft your trading plans and really kind of nurture you as you get on your way to being consistently profitable as a trader, which is my goal, right? My biggest goal for VolPro Edge, guys, is to have a ton of you, that have never gotten payouts before, start getting payouts and really see the difference in your bottom line. And those of you who've gotten maybe a payout here or there, get you up to consistent payouts, get you guys on Top Step TV, like get you guys out there in places where like, wow, I tried so many Furus, they were all full of it. I started with VolPro Edge and it's working and I'm making money. Like that's the proof in the pudding. Without that, you got nothing, right? And guess what? We got that. So I'm pumped. All right. So with ES for the next 24 hours, that would be my analysis for you guys. Be careful. It's going to be choppy. I would still be in favor of the short side for sure, but not unless we got up to that key zone there. And yeah, I would look, there's a lot of support here. We might rally, but you'd have to watch the intraday charts carefully to see if that's a long you want to take. And that's what we're going to be doing in the live trading room. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump over to the NASDAQ, just kind of learning how to use the watch list here inside trading view. So just kind of, bear with me as I get my bearings. And guys, you can structure, all the scaling here. You just got to drag the axis. I'm going to show you all this in the video in the members area. So show you how to set up your charts. You can set, if the bars are a little too thick, you can drag down here, make them thinner. You can make them thicker, whatever floats your boat. But you can see it looks very similar to CR charts, which is fantastic. All right, so NASDAQ looks weaker to me than ES. You can see the support here. You got the two core DMLs, dynamic market levels, VolPro Edge dynamic market levels. They don't come in until about 19,818. So I would be more in favor of shorting the NASDAQ here than the ES, because the ES had all the dynamic market levels support kind of stacked against you here, right? So be careful going long the ES because of what we're seeing on the NASDAQ. Now that I see it, I'd be more in favor of waiting for a pop to short on ES. I wouldn't bet on that support level. In fact, I would be waiting and watching if I traded the ES, which I don't because I like NQ better, but I'd be watching for that key DML, the dynamic support levels, those yellow dots that I just looked at on ES. I'd be looking for those to break. And then as you have a confirmation of that break, now you're starting to look to your intraday charts to jump on board, little pullbacks and get short, right? But I think the NASDAQ is a better short here. Certainly the resistance level coming in right there at the VolPro Edge true average, that little beige looking dot right there, right at the envelope bottom in green. That's 20, let's just call it 20,050. That's where I'd be looking to get short. That'd be my first level. And then I'd be looking to ride that to at least back down to these lows, 19,930. And if that starts to break, I would be targeting 19,800 15, right? Where these core DMLs are stacked up, right? And then you've also got a very nice resistance level up here into the middle of the VolPro Edge envelope at 20,180. You got the extension right there at 2230. So these are your different areas, your different levels. Number one, you want to be on the right side of the market. I'd be looking to short this market. Number two, these are the levels of where I'd be willing to take a shot. You don't want to get caught in no man's land, okay? That's the key. And having the levels, having the directional bias, that's what keeps you on the right side of the market, okay? So let's quickly just look at the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute from today so I can show you how we're going to use these again. Because remember yesterday, these levels are a little different than Sierra charts, but I would have said, hey, there's the true average on TradingView. There's the envelope bottom. You know, that's your key little resistance level there at 20, let's say 160 to 2200. That's your little zone right there where you want to look for confirmation. Since you already know you're looking to get short, what's the hourly telling me up into that zone? This is what we're going to do live in the live day trading room. And by the way, guys, last night when we did our impromptu live stream, there were those of you on the stream where I said, hey, look, that first level on the NASDAQ, we're not dumping. The intraday chart at that time, the 50,000 volume Sierra chart was saying, hey guys, we're going to push higher before we then test the next level and then reverse to the downside. That's what happened, right? So for those of you that were on the live stream, you can attest that that's what happened. You can leave a comment in the comment section here below. Let's go ahead and look at the hourly chart here from today. Let me just remember how to open this. So this is real easy too. I'm going to share all this when I do the video on how to set up your charts. You don't need the feature with TradingView where you have to have multiple screens. No, you can just toggle back and forth. So right now when I do this and I say, okay, unsave changes. Okay, well, let's save our changes. Okay, save, right, up in here. And now let's go to the intraday charts. Boom, that's how we do it. And then you just got to, you know, quickly adjust your scaling. Takes 2 seconds, no biggie. And we'll go ahead and we'll look and see what happened at that key level today. So here you go. Here's the hourly chart of NASDAQ. You see, it's just as you can see. Those of you who were in the live stream last night, you know, I was using the 50,000 contract on Sierra charts, but you can see the hourly there last night, which was right around, I want to say, when we closed here. You could already see that reversal happening. So I was already calling that, right? So anyways, the live trading room is where it's going to be at. That's New York. You can use these levels during London, guys. Like once you take the course and once you have these charts, you're going to do the same thing that I'm teaching you to do. If you can't make the New York session, the New York live room, it's going to be recorded and archived. You can still go through it. If it's better trading for you for London, guys, I'm asleep. There's nothing I can do about that. But you're going to have my notes from the end of day analysis. You're going to have the super detailed end of day analysis video in the member section, which is going to be way more detailed than this video on YouTube, because I'm going to be teaching those of you taking the course while I, you know, lay out the best picks for the next 24 hours, giving you levels. You're going to have my notes, all that stuff. You're going to be discussing with other members. And then if you trade London, right, you're gonna number one, you're gonna be talking with other people in Discord, members who are also trading London. Hey guys, you know, Andy said this about the levels. What do you think? The hourly's doing this right now. You know, okay, look, this is a good situation. What do you think about the 15-minute chart? That's how you guys will use the hourly and the 15 and the 5 if you want during London when I'm not there to guide you, right? But it's valid the whole 24 hours, and the hourly charts, you know, it's going. So it's going during London. It's going during New York. Same thing, right? So here, what you can see is that my level on the daily was up there right around 2180. We said that here, right? On the, let's go ahead and let's do some drawing. Right here, we already knew that we were through that first resistance level. We knew that at the open, as I talked about in the impromptu live stream, right? So we knew, hey, don't short down there. We knew that, right? Okay, well, we still wanted to get short, but where was our next level? Well, it was right up there. True average, envelope bottom on the daily. So just imagine that daily resistance level being superimposed here on your hourly chart. Now you want to use the system I teach in the course and that I'm going to go over in the end of day trading, the end of day analysis videos, the live day trading room, all that stuff. You want to use the system. So in New York, I would say to myself, we're just waiting for hourly closes. You know, no big deal, right? We want to be patient. Well, boom, right there at 10 o'clock, you punch up here on the hourly using my system, using my course. Number one, we identify what type of trading is this in. I teach this in the course. We'll talk about it in the live trading room. It's in congestion. Okay. Do we expect congestion exit to the upside? No, we don't. Why? Because you have a ton of daily resistance here and we're already coming in with a short bias. So therefore, the hourly, we're not looking for this to explode into a new trend run to the upside. Sure, that could happen. Guys, anything can happen. But we've got our system, our strategy, our playbook. I'm going to say, look, that looks like a congestion exhaust. All we're doing is expanding the hourly range right here. Boom. I want to look to get short up here because we're right into the daily resistance level right there that we outlined, right? Okay, now that we know the hourly looks pretty good to short right there, what was the 15-minute? We're not just going to go short on the hourly. Some of you can. That's not a bad way to trade. I like to confirm it. Let's go ahead and look at the 15-minute at 10 a.m., right when that hourly bar was closing, and see what the 15-minute was doing, because you've got to use multiple time period analysis. It's super, super duper, 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 super important. All right. So you can see over here on the hourly, we closed right there at 21.89, right? And you can see over there on the 15-minute chart, it's marking it out right there. So I would say to myself, okay, I know I want to short that hourly because it's a congestion exhaust that I think the hourly is going to reverse back down. Now, multiple time period analysis using the system. Okay, what am I waiting for in the 15-minute chart? Do I want to short against that 15-minute trend to the upside? No, not right now. I'm going to be a little patient. We're kind of firing up here on the 15. And if we're going to keep firing up, hey, maybe these levels aren't valid. The hourly is going to keep going. The 15-minute is going to tell us that first, right? Because it's a lower time period. It's giving us our confirmation or denial of what we're looking for. Now you can see, I just wait. Guys, in the live trading room, I say, hey, let's just wait 15 minutes, right? We'll hang out. I'll answer questions. We're waiting. We've got our game plan. We're not stressed. We're not like, oh my God, should we be in? And no, none of that stuff, guys. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to say, look, this is where the resistance is. I like what we're seeing on the hourly for a reversal. Those of you who are super aggressive, you want to take a shot and short here, you might get a really good level to go short. I mean, do it. I'm not here. You're not here to like follow my exact thing. I mean, you're going to do that. I understand that, but I'm here to teach you, and you guys are going to have different ways of using VolPro Edge. What I would do is I would say, let's just wait 15 minutes, right? Doesn't hurt. Let's see if this trend run to the upside shows signs of weakening. Well, it sure does. We move inside the envelope top. We get a close underneath these key core DML resistance levels, right? The dots right there. Don't ask me why TradingView, like when you're hovering over them, they kind of blink. It doesn't matter. It's like a Christmas tree. No worries, right? And then right there, that would be it for me. Would I use the 5-minute chart? Maybe, maybe not, but the 15 is enough. I would say to myself, okay, we're going for congestion entrance to the downside. I expect trend reversal because of what I'm seeing on the hourly, what I'm seeing on the daily. We already came in with our plan. We're trading our plan. This is how we're going to do it, you guys, right? So right there, you say, okay, I'm going to short that 15-minute bar on close, 21.64. Where's my stop going to be? Yeah, probably just right up here, like 21.94. Call it a 30-point stop. Now, does that mean that I'm going to let it hit that 30-point stop? No. Sometimes it will, guys. It just happens. But if I can see that the market's not cooperating, sometimes I'll get out, ahead of time and not let it hit that stop. But you got to have a stop in case you lose internet connectivity, in case something crazy happens. You got to have that stop, right? So that's where my stop would be, behind those key core levels that you see right there in the chart on the 15-minute, right? And I say, okay, what's the next logical type of trading, the next sequencing? What am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for the 15 to confirm all that hourly, daily resistance there and roll over and go for congestion. We already had the first sign here. Now I'm looking for congestion entrance down, okay? So we're holding. All right, okay, well, it's cooperating. So now that we entered congestion, do I think, and guys, these are all things I teach in the course and everything we're going to go over every single day ad nauseum, again and again and again and again, and it's going to get pounded into your head. That's how you learn, through repetition, right? And I'm different than the Furus because number one, I'm real, and number two, I will trade live the exact same way that I teach in the course, the concepts. It's not like a Furu who's like, oh, there's a bull flag and a bear flag, and hey, maybe go long, maybe go short, not really sure. See you guys, good luck, right? Meanwhile, he's executing, trades over here on the side that you don't see. We're going to set up, I'm going to trade my XFAs so you see them. I'm not going to be like, hey guys, by the way, I just made, 20,000 on my XFAs, even though I didn't show you. Oh, here it is. Well, if I do that, then how many trades could I place where I'm losing, where you don't see? No. You're going to see what I'm doing. I'm going to be very transparent about it all, because why not? I can be, because I win, right? I'm consistent. I'm profitable. I don't win every day, but overall I win. So I got nothing to hide. I'm going to show you guys everything, teach you how to trade. It's going to be awesome. All right. So when the 15 is right there entering congestion down, not only are we holding our short from here at, 2170, and now we're at, 2130 or something. So you're up about 40 points right there. So number one, your stop is going to break even for sure. And number two, in this situation, yeah, we'd probably throw on another contract there. I think so. There's reason to add to this one for sure. And then you wait 15 minutes. There's your dump. probably that's a good spot to take profit. You made a nice move to the downside. Maybe you added. So guys, this is how it's going to work, and you're going to see it live in real time. And again, no false expectations. Not every trade works, not by a long shot. Not every day is a winning day, but overall, when you have something that works like VolPro Edge, and then you come into your day prepared, you've planned, you know your levels, you're watching the hourly, you're watching the 15, you guys are going to have the same exact charts as I have here on TradingView. Now that we're ready to rock and roll, this is how it works. Okay. So super excited about it. I know some of you wanted me to cover these levels that happened today. There you go. I just covered it. Ask questions in the comment section of the YouTube video. A lot of people making comments in Discord, which is great. I would really appreciate a lot more comments on YouTube because that helps the channel grow. That helps me. The more momentum we get, like the more motivated I am, like we're going to grow as a community and get some super cool people in here. We already have a ton of cool people. It's going to grow with way more cool people. Okay. So please help by like, share, subscribe, leave comments. It helps the channel. All right. So that's how I would have traded the NASDAQ today. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go back to the higher time period chart, flopping back and forth. I'll get my bearings here with TradingView, quickly. It just takes a little bit of time. And it's my birthday, guys, tomorrow, and I got stuff to do for launch. So I'm just going to quickly look at I'm not even probably going to look at gold or the dollar or whatever. And I know gold had a big bounce today. I kind of told you guys, be careful on gold. Yeah, there was a lot of resistance there, but there were cross currents. We could go either way. And yeah, we had a huge squeeze to the upside. So the key too is identifying, where to stay out of these markets, right? So just trade the markets that are clear, and then you're going to put the odds on your side. So I'm just going to leave it there because now we're transitioning over to, the full analysis I'm going to do for everybody, the members, starting Sunday night, because we're going to launch the live stream on Monday, baby. And then you guys are going to get, a lot more detail on the top picks, what we're looking for. And then we trade it live in the live day trading room, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So yeah, YouTube's going to kind of turn into a place where we show the highlights of the live trading room, and we show like the highlights of the end of day analysis. We'll have interviews with people getting payouts and things like that. YouTube's going to be a place where we show like, hey guys, VolPro Edge is where it's at. It's working. I've shared a ton of value with you guys now. And now if you want to take the next step, come on into the members area. And that's where, the learning curve is really going to accelerate. And if you're serious about your trading, it is absolutely the best place you can be, hands down, no questions asked. I know that. And I know that, this VolPro Edge is awesome, and you guys are going to be blown away, and I can't wait to get started. So look out to the announcement section in Discord tonight or tomorrow morning, probably by midday Eastern tomorrow, right? Because not like tomorrow morning, you guys are all over the world, right? But just look out for that announcement, and we will go ahead and launch and get started, and you'll get immediate access to the charts on TradingView, the course. You can start studying over the weekend and get ready for Monday morning. We do have 2 more founder slots that opened up. A couple people they wanted to do it so bad. They told me to hold a slot, and I held it for them, but they just can't afford it. And I understand that. So no problem. I get it, you guys. So we got 2 more slots that opened up. I'm sure those are going to, after the first week of live trading, those are going to fill up very quickly. And then they're going to be $4,000 instead of $3,000. So if you want that, DM me in Discord. If you've got the money, you'd be crazy not to. If you don't have the money, I totally get it. Do monthly. You're still going to get a ton of value. You're going to be on your way as a trader in your journey. It's no problem at all. But for those of you who have the money and want to be a founder, 2 slots open. All right, you guys, take care. Please do comment. I appreciate it. It helps. I'm here giving you guys my all every single day. And I'm just loving it, guys. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.